Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live from 54 Below, here in the heart of Manhattan, here in New York City. As you know, here on the Pace Report, I always keep my eyes and ears on the pull of talent that not only is very unique and different, but also are paying homage as well as carrying on the great tradition of Black American music by way of the blues, jazz, R&B, and funk. Tonight here on the Pace Report, I'm honored to introduce you to three musicians who formed a Democratic-led trio by the name of Many Rivers. Now this trio features Lawrence Gale on vocals, Mike Flanagan on alto saxophone, and the great Chris Grasso on piano, but it's also accompanied by Luques Curtis on bass, as well as the great Richie Barshay on drums. Now, this isn't a traditional trio in the sense of bass, drums, and piano. This is a very unique trio which allows Lauren, the vocalist, to bring some original songs to this trio, as well as be accompanied by bass and drums. Now, they also dive into D'Angelo, and they do a revisioning of one of his compositions, as well as the great Neil Diamond. What you're going to see tonight is highlights of the official New York record release of this brand new record, which is now available on Truth Revolution Records. We had a chance to sit down and talk about how this group formed, how they brought these songs together, and how this group really takes their music live to a very different level, which you'll see here tonight on the Pace Report. So sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights of the official New York record release performance of Many Rivers, featuring Lawrence Gale on vocals, Mike Flanagan on alto saxophone, Chris Grasso on piano, and Luques Curtis on bass, and Richie Barshay on drums. Here at 54 Below, here on the Pace Report, here in New York City. trio is amazing. Many Rivers. And when I heard you do Jimmy Cliff's song, I said, well, there's the definitive version. And then there's another definitive version, which is done by the great Joe Cocker. And then I said, well, this trio's got the definitive jazz version of this. Tell me how, one, this trio got together and why you decided to name it Many Rivers.
So I met both of them and worked together. Like, I lived in New York from 2016 to 2020 basically, and Lauren and I were in grad school together at NYU. And I was actually told by an incredible singer based in Boston to look for her when I got there, and she was the first person that I met, and we hit it off right away. And we were both focusing on composition at the time, but we had this jazz history, and then we started performing together weekly, or pretty much weekly. Anyway, after during COVID, I moved to Provincetown, Massachusetts, and I met Chris, and then I took a position booking and entertainment directing for 2 venues there. Chris and I started playing together, and I said, I really have a feeling that Lauren Scales will, and the 3 of us together will hit it off. So that's how we initially started.
And he was wrong.
And then Many Rivers came. Yeah, Chris, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's just I'm 60 years old, and I've listened to music since I was 5, and that was just a song that I've always loved. My brother was a reggae nut, so we listened to tons of reggae, but that song always just like,
it's a beautiful song.
oh my God, it's just
and Jimmy Cliff, if memory serves me correct, told the story why he wrote that song. He said he was at the lowest of his low.
Yeah.
And one night, he almost decided to end it. And those words came to him and became his signature song.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And you, young lady, you took it and made it soulful in a jazz tradition. And you also took it to a very different place too, because when you sing somebody's lyrics, you've kind of probably experienced some of that pain also.
You definitely, I try to channel, you know what I mean? The things that I've experienced, and that song makes it easy to channel some hardship. But I think what you hear is also that resilient hope. It also it feels like gospel to me. And I think that's also another reason why, I take it to that space. Because it's gospel, it's hope.
Neil Diamond is a very interesting songwriter. And you guys go in a very different direction with one of his songs. Will you guys tell me about how that came about?
Yeah, that was
Chris brought that one too.
Yeah.
I've just always loved, I've always been song focused. Like, I played classical music growing up, and I got my undergrad in that. But even in that, I always thought of it in terms of songs. Even playing like Chopin, like, this is a beautiful 16-bar song right here. And I always just thought that song was beautiful. The lyric is just so, and I don't care where it comes from. It's kind of like the Duke Ellington, there's 2 kinds of music, good music and bad music. And I just thought that song was gorgeous. And I played it for a while as an instrumental a long time ago, and I did a little bit of a reharmonization, and I thought Lauren would absolutely caress this song, and she does.
And I'm assuming when the next record comes out, you guys are going to do I Am Said I. Because that's another one of those songs. That's a great song. I mean, songs are very, very, very hard to revision. I mean, I had the honor of seeing D'Angelo at Cheyne Park for the Voodoo Tour, and Lucy Pearl opened up for them. And D'Angelo, I'm 53, so D'Angelo is my prince.
Yeah,
soul guy. And I love what you guys did with D'Angelo. And another sidebar to this, before I ask you about D'Angelo, one of the problems I've been having with jazz over the last 20 years is that our generation does not interpret songs of our generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you took D'Angelo and took it to a very different level. Explain this vision.
I'll let the young folks do
I mean,
it.
he's my hero, you know. And like even when I started playing this instrument, and I was like living, breathing, sleeping Charlie Parker and Cannonball Adderley, that as much as I love them, that sort of felt academic to me because I was studying them. When I just wanted to like actually enjoy music, I was putting on D'Angelo, I was putting on Lauryn Hill, I was putting, you know, and so he's been a hero since I was like 12, you know. And this song is, I don't want to, like, cult classic is not the right term, but it's like a niche thing, and if you know it, you love it. You are in love with it. Musicians are in love with it, you know. Mm-hmm. And so when we were picking music for the tour we did 2 years ago, 23, winter of 23, I was like, I really would love for us to do this song. So I brought this one, and then when it came time to pick music for the record, I was nervous because I was like, are we really going to tackle this, you know?
Yeah.
But Lauren was like, yes, we're going to tackle this.
Well, I understood the fear because, like you said, I think sometimes people don't tackle music from our generation because they're intimidated by it, and like rightfully so. That is an iconic album.
It is.
But it just felt like we don't have to play it this way. We can play it our way, and we can still figure out and play within it and find the truth of it for ourselves. Yeah. And that's what
I also want to say, on the record, Charles Haynes is on drums, and that was like the rightest choice.
And not only that, Roy Hargrove.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. On our record, Charles Haynes was on drums. Yeah. No, but exactly.
Yeah, Roy Hargrove.
Absolutely. And see, the thing that I miss about Roy, I think the art factor is very important in his career.
Yes.
Because of the fact that he took hip hop, the R&B,
yes,
and he took all the jazz cats and they played it. And you know, you had Renee, you had Erica, you had all of this.
Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah, you had this melting pot of people that loved the music, and there was no box. This was like and what you guys did kind of did the same thing. Is it hard as a trio to bring new music and expose yourself to the unknown?
Bring new
I'm
music.
gonna say no.
Yeah.
Especially because anytime the two of us introduce a song to you that you haven't heard of, she dissects that thing inside and out and is like ready to go. You know, I think that's kind of can be the make or break. Is like,
are people
is the singer
it?
Is the vocalist into it, kind of leading the charge? You know what I mean? But you always dissect it and deliver. So
I think music is music. I think we all kind of have that standpoint that music is music. We like all kinds of music. If we are channeling it through a jazz lens, beautiful. But like inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah, and I think we're all open. I mean, like when he was like, "You got to listen to this D'Angelo record." I mean, I'm 60. I don't know, and I'm white. I don't know D'Angelo. I mean, I'm sorry. I'd heard of him, but I didn't. And then I was like, "Oh my God, this is incredible!"
Yeah.
You know, it's just now. Of course, it's not like it's new. It's 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah, 2000.
So I'm that far behind. But but then like, I don't think you'd ever heard that Neil Diamond song.
I had never heard that.
Parents knew it.
That was a big hit for him. That was a big hit for him.
So, but we trust each other enough to say like, listen, this is worth checking out, and we don't be like, none of us are like, oh no, you know.
Yeah.
For I was lonely, in need of someone, as though I'd done someone wrong somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't know where. Come lately. You are the sun, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play me. keep praying to me, words that ring in me, rhyme that's ringing me. You warned the night, and what was right became me. You are the sun, I am the moon. You are the birds, I am the tune. Play me.
That people are aware of trios, it's always piano, drummer, and bass.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've replaced the bass with the vocal, but you have Lucques on the bass. And you
Yeah.
had,
He's all right.
Well, I mean, he got a Grammy. I mean,
Okay.
he's more than all right. I've known
Grammy or no Grammy, he's a beast.
What's
He's a
crazy?
beast and he's a sweetheart.
Yes, he is.
That combination is.
What's crazy about Luques's reading is flawless, right? To the point where he's anticipating, like, if something is missed, he's going to skip it. Like, he can just anticipate what's going to, even though, like, he's like, well, this is on the chart, I'm going to play this, but if we don't do it, I'm ready for that too. Like, he's just a monster.
Like the intro to Find a Way.
I was trying to be like,
He just explained that to me, and I was like, oh, that's what I was doing. Oh, okay.
We did.
But he was like, but I really liked it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's just do that. And I was like, okay, thanks. You're looking at me like, that happens to me sometimes on stage where I'm like,
It's okay.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But
how many bars is this?
You brought 2 songs to the project,
Yes.
and writing songs is like shedding.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
Not too bad because these were already written. So these were kind of, I do this thing where I just kind of stockpile tunes for a rainy day, as you say. And I'm finally getting to the point where they're having a life. And so when we were looking for additional tunes for the album, I thought, okay, maybe I have this tune, Find a Way, that I wrote that I think is really beautiful. Listen to it, let me know what you think. And the guys also fell in love with it.
Yes.
And that was an easy one. And actually, the second tune, Saving Grace, I wasn't gonna bring to the album. Mike, I've played that song live as a duo with Mike a few times, just kind of out and about doing gigs. And he was like, we should bring this. And I was like, are you sure? I don't know. I don't know if it's the vibe. I don't know if this is it. And he convinced me, and I'm glad that he did.
Yeah. So let's just establish something here. We have Lauren, who was resistant to the one song that she wrote. Mike, who was resistant to nil. And then there's me, who's open to everything.
Well, you're the elder statesman of the band.
Exactly.
I mean, you came up at an era where you had to listen to Aerosmith, Bob Marley, and Run DMC. So I kind of understand where you're coming from.
I think you were a little not psyched about Star Eyes at first, but I was like, wait, I have an idea.
I never drink. I've had one glass of wine, so I'm just, I'm just putting it out there. This is the wildness of the jazz musician now.
I was like,
yeah, I know. Star Eyes,
then,
I was sort of like, yeah.
But I was like, we're gonna combine bird intros, and then
Yes.
we're gonna Chris Potter the ending, and it's gonna be beautiful.
We're gonna Chris Potter is now a verb.
Yeah.
Never, never, never will I marry, born to wander here and there. No burdens to bear, no conscience to care, no memories to mar, no turning around. Born to wander, solitary, what in my world? Never from my bed, never, never, never will I marry, born to wander.
Many Rivers is on Truth Revolution Records, and I have to say, Zakai and Luques and the whole family have been very instrumental in giving a very important voice to musicians like yourself. Tell me why you guys decided to release it on this label.
Yeah, I mean, I have released prior to this record, I released 5 albums. And all those were independent, and it was like the volume of work and the amount of hats you have to wear to do everything by yourself is can sometimes hold you back and can sometimes hold the project back.
And Mike has a lot of hats.
And so when Luques actually offered the idea, he was like, my brother has a label. I was like, I did not know that. And then he was like, yeah, why don't you, I'll connect you. I mean, I knew Zakai from years ago when he was at NEC and I was at Berkeley, but it had been a long time. And Luques was like, yeah, I'll email you guys and, send it to him, we'll see what happens. So we sent it to him and he's like, let's do this. And so, it's been great. They introduced us to DL Media and Neil Sapper, who's doing our radio work, and so it's been a great a great trajectory or whatever.
And it feels good to, I think, like kind of keep it in the family,
Yeah.
too. I love that they're a family oriented, family run label, doing the music, keeping the traditions alive. That is, I think it just makes a difference in how you feel and how you feel respected and like catered to and listened to as well.
Yep.
And I want to shout them out about Zakai is always thinking of the artist in the sense that, like, in today's game, it's like how many streams can I get on Spotify, how many playlists can I get on Spotify, and Zakai's like, that's cool, but also let's get you paid. So let's do CD Baby, let's do physical copies, let's campaign this way too. Just thinking of the benefit of the artist business wise. So which is cool.
Who was some of your musical influences?
Some of my musical influences, that's a lot of folks. So I'll start with my mom. She's also a singer from Detroit. So I listened to her a lot growing up. She listened to a lot of Nancy, so I listened to a ton of Nancy Wilson.
Did you go to the Nancy Wilson concert for the Jazz Festival? It was like 2003.
No.
She played to 1 million people.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, no,
You didn't go to that.
How old were you in 2003?
I was probably a little too young to be there at that point.
Okay.
Not that young, but younger. But yeah.
Single digits.
No.
No?
Double digits,
Okay. But barely.
But barely, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely Nancy Wilson. Jazz-wise, I listened to a ton of Ella growing up, a ton of Sarah. I fell in love with Betty Carter in college, and I just think that she's dynamic in terms of what she brings in just like hipness and power. But then also like, I grew up listening to Motown and gospel and, R&B, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. And like, there's just, I just love singers. That's all I can say.
The other thing I have to say is that I love singers. Mike loves singers. And that sounds like a totally anodyne thing to say, but there are a lot of instrumentalists who don't. And we both, in different ways, have long connections with vocalists.
Yeah.
I've worked with tons of vocalists. Mike has worked with tons of vocalists. We're very vocalist friendly, focused, and supportive because we love them.
Yeah.
And that's not a given at all.
To the point where there's a bunch of spots on the album and in the music we play where I'm like trying to harmonize with her as though I'm another singer. Instead of just playing fills around her, I'm actually try not to get in her way, but color harmonically as though I'm a male
We're working
voice.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
musical influences of yours?
In the jazz world, I would say Red Garland, Wynton Kelly, first two big ones.
Wow.
You know, Bill Evans, Keith Jarrett, Bill Charlap.
You had like an Ahmad Jamal moment tonight.
I did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was. You did this movement, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Now Ahmad definitely. Like if you listen to Ahmad for a long time before a gig, you're just like, I'm just gonna go ding 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 ding. You know, like do just like crazy textural things like he does, which I love.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Musical influences, present day or of all time?
All time.
All time. Okay. Yeah, I think we've talked about a lot of them. I think so. You know, Charlie Parker, Cannonball Adderley, D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill. I actually also love the Chicks, like the Dixie Chicks, because the vocal harmonies again,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's a whole range.
Well, that's the other thing. I think we're all like this. Like, I'm a Joni Mitchell freak, I'm a Neil Young freak. You know, like it's not just, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted
In the sidebar of what you said about Joni and Neil, they were outside of folk. They're rock and they're jazz and yes, they are rock folk artists, but they weren't rock folk
Right.
artists on certain projects.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
Mhm.
Hearing that, how do you interpret that?
I don't know. I mean, to me, again, it goes back to songs. It's just great songs, you know.
Yeah. And artistic expression. I think
Yeah.
that you're just people try to put you into a box, and it's like, well, I've heard you do this, so then this is all that you do. And we're always constantly growing and evolving as people, as humans. Like life changes you, so why wouldn't that change the music? Because it lives within us. It's a part of us. So when I see someone trying something new or venturing into a new genre, a new lane, it's like, oh, beautiful. This is a new evolution. This is new growth.
Right.
And try to consider it from that angle rather than being like, you're not doing what I want you to do, and so now I'm not going to listen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you, Lauren, tonight approached every single song differently than you ever have before.
Yeah,
it was
great.
killing.
It was great.
Really, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Live is totally different than what you do in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amen
Sure.
to that. Yeah.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. Reporting live here at 54 Below for the official New York record release performance of Many Rivers. I'd like to personally thank Lauren, Mike, and Chris for their time. Make sure you support their new record, which is now available on Truth Revolution Records. You can go to their website at truthrevolutionrecords.com, but you can also follow Many Rivers on their social media. Follow Lauren, Mike, and Chris by way of Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, I'd like to personally thank the staff and management here at 54 Below for the warm hospitality. Also, I'd like to thank Ms. Roberta Lawrence of DL Media for arranging my time with the members of Many Rivers. As always, people, I can't stress this more than enough. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube, Vimeo, and leave comments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.
Barely survive because of my pride. And this loneliness won't leave me alone. This is a drag to be on your own. My man left me and he didn't make it wide. Well, I guess I'll have to try. I'll say it, man.